let's just be real, dude. Like, you're still interviewing for a job. I don't care if you work for yourself. I don't care if you work for someone else. You got to play the game. Should be good right there. So, man, I ain't recorded a car video and shit. I don't know if I have recorded a car video, but I'm recording one right now. I messed up, guys. I thought I was supposed to work today at my job, but I wasn't on the schedule, so we're gonna find other ways to be productive with our time and talk to y'all, man. Talk to y'all. There's kind of been a lot going on in the sports arena, the sports realm, and being as that this is my channel. Oh fuck, dude. My channel is primarily focused on men's self-development. Damn, hold up, guys. This is like one of the worst. This is one of the worst fuck. Look, dude, and now someone's behind me. This is one of the worst intersections there is. So I'm probably just gonna end up making a right here because it's. Yeah, we're going right. Yeah, it's like the worst intersection possible, and I never really actually used that intersection, but I just attempted to, so it's all right. Quick detour. There's been a lot going on in the sports world lately, man. The NFL Draft just passed. I just finished my Shedeur Sanders video this morning, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I touch on mildly what was going on in that video, and ever since the draft's completion, more people have had the time to weigh in on their opinion and their perspective on what basically happened. What really went on. Why did this guy that was highly touted to be a first-round draft pick slide all the way to the 5th round? How is that possible? Oh my God, this person is speeding. This is ridiculous. This is a back road. Yeah, slow down, man. I'm telling you, if you live in Arizona, you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. The drivers here are just nuts. I mean, nuts, dude. With that being said, I'm actually gonna pull over and park, and we'll have a chat. Because, dude, the way this guy just was about to ramp. Whoa, pause. Pause. You get me. I'm just gonna chill out, man, and just turn the car off and have a chat, dude. But now that the draft is passed, so many different people have had the chance to weigh in on what they think happened. Because I had some questions. I know damn sure y'all had some of the same questions as well. Even if you're not into football at all, something like this probably came across your awareness. Maybe you know somebody that is into football. Maybe your dad, your uncle, brother, whatever. Somebody is into, your friend, whatever, is into football. You heard about this story just a little bit, but I was quick to rush. I rushed to judgment. I rushed to judgment in regards to conspiracy, collusion, X, Y, and Z in regards to why this kid wasn't drafted higher than he was. Mind you, like I said, this was a player, Shedeur Sanders, that was, and this is not what this video is really about, but this is a player that was highly touted to go in the 1st round. I would say overall, definitely a 1st round skill set, if not 2nd or 3rd. There's only 32 players taken each round. But 5th round, pick 144. Yeah, there may be symbolic, but that's neither here nor there. And I was taking these past few days to just inform myself a bit more. You know, former NFL players, Hall of Fame players like Chris Carter has weighed in. I listened to what he had to say today about it. And then I also just, I also sat back and thought about it myself. Like, yes, I understand this guy's dad, who he is, what he meant to the sport of football. All the above in regards to that, the pedigree. But needless to say, it's even if his dad played in the NFL, he still was an employee of an organization. Yeah, he performed at an extremely high level, was extremely entertaining for. I really didn't get to watch Shedeur Sanders play. It was before my time. And barring his NFL Hall of Famer dad, there's a lot you got to look at. I don't know the kid. I don't know his story. I don't know his background. However, like, you can't bypass the fact that, hell, I think even from Pee Wee League on up into college, dude, you played for your father. There's a lot of good benefits there, obviously, but it's like, in all reality, he was never not gonna put you in position to succeed or do well. Like, of course, if you just turn out to be completely ass, that's horrible and that sucks. But I mean, even with a little bit of athletic ability, I mean, quarterback's the hardest position on the field. But again, my friend, you've had everything in your arsenal to be able to succeed. You didn't grow up like most people. Like, let's just be honest. I'm not dogging or shaming you for that and whatsoever, man. Like, that's great. You are who you are. You come from who you come from. Your bloodline's your bloodline. Congratulations. However, let's just be real, dude. Like, you're still interviewing for a job. Like, you're still interviewing for a job. You don't own a team. You don't even play for a team. Bro, it's a job at the end of the day. And for someone, I'm sure, that has never had a job, I'm pretty sure Shedeur Sanders has never had a job in his life, never had to work like a regular job. Yeah, we can guarantee that one. Never worked a regular job in his life. So I'm pretty sure he's never actually been in the position of trying to sell himself to someone else. As mucked up or whatever that may sound, that's what we all do. That's what we do. That's why most of us get help with interview training, preparing for interviews, learning how to present ourselves in the right light. Like, regular people have to do that, right? So who knows what type of complex this might have, to be honest, created in this kid's mind. I don't know the guy. I'm just coming from a humanistic standpoint, to be honest, right? I don't have that background. I don't have that family. I don't have that money. I don't have any of that. The fame, the notoriety, attention, none of it. But I'm just talking from a regular person's standpoint. Because now I'm able to get out, how I really feel on this one. After letting it settle in. But dude's never had to interview for a job. Never has had to sell himself. Sell someone else on why he's the better candidate. Right? That's huge. We've all had multiple jobs. So we've been in these positions to sell ourselves on why we're the better candidate. Right? Let's see, turn some light up on that. A little too much, maybe. So that's one thing. Two, I don't know how this guy was representing himself in these interviews. From what it sounds like, it probably wasn't in the best manner. From what I hear, the brother was moving around with his entourage. His dad was his agent, man. Felt like they were like in some Peyton Manning, Archie Manning type of position to be calling shots. Like, really, to be calling shots like that? Like, come on. Let's be real. That's not the case, brother. Brother. Come on now, peep that. I'm not going to go into too much here because we can go into length. And my brother, 19 Keys, covered this topic from a high level. Shout out to you, bro. Covered this topic from a high level. But again, I was thinking to myself, like, how could this happen? Thought there was some like big conspiracy X, Y, and Z, but I'm like, nah. This man was just a regular. He was interviewing for a job, And something about you, the situation, be it already your dad, oh, they busting tricks. All right, that's what's up. You don't see cats outside. You don't see young men outside, young boys outside anymore. They're getting it, bro. He's bumping a wheelie. That's dope. He's getting it. That's tight. Oh, man, that was dope. I can't pop no wheelie. That was tight. You know what I'm saying? Going into situations when you're bigger than your britches, humbling yourself could definitely work out in your favor. You got to understand when you have leverage and when you don't have leverage in certain situations. Okay, if you don't have leverage in this situation, you're not the one moving the pieces, calling the shots. You need to act as such. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I'm not telling the, I'm a believer in being confident. But I'm also a believer in playing the game, because I have to play the game. Just like you watching this or you not, no, you're playing the game as well. I don't care if you work for yourself. I don't care if you work for someone else. You got to play the game. And that just goes to show this kid has never had to really play the game in that type of way. Things have kind of always worked out in his favor because of who he was, who he is. And that's unfortunate, because Buddy lost out on a lot of money in that first round, second round, third round, fourth round. You lost out on a lot of money, G. Straight up. And I didn't do hella research on Buddy's social media or anything like that, but maybe a little dose of humble pie might have been better. You just got to play the game, man. Play the game. If they want you to appear as humble, man. That don't mean you really think that in your mind. Appear that way. Come off that way. And I listened to some of the interviews done in the draft, and you gotta work on articulating yourself, young man. You gotta work on articulating yourself a lot better, young man. Let's just keep it a stack. That's not one of your better attributes or qualities at this point. Let's keep it real. Just keep it real. I'm just brother to brother, man. Brother to brother. I want to see you succeed. I ain't hating. I'm just keeping it a bean, because I was wondering, like, how could this happen? I was stunned. Probably just as much as you, but I'm stunned from my small apartment in my room, living room. Anyway, next topic, man, with this whole Shannon Sharpe situation. Let this be a lesson to any man. I don't care what the color of your skin is. Let this be a lesson to any man. You succumb to your lust. You succumb to your sexual desires. It's never going to be to your benefit, man. It's never going to be a positive outcome, man. It's getting hot in here. Especially if you have something going for yourself. Especially if you have notoriety. Especially if you have a name. Especially if you have a reputation and you're in the spotlight. You gotta be mindful. Today more than ever, man, someone's quick to pull out a phone to record this, record that, catch you doing this, catch you doing that. You gotta have some integrity about yourself. I'm not saying anything homie was doing was wrong, but it's the situation you put yourself in led to this outcome. The situation you put yourself in led to this outcome. Sure, you might be into some weird sexual shit. Hey, man, I don't know what life is like, having millions and millions of dollars and being able to have leisure and accessibility and whatever, man. I don't know what that's like, but this message is to your average young man, to anyone really. Be mindful of your actions. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of what you're doing, what's going on, wherever you're at, right? Guilty by association is a real thing still, right? Oh, you didn't do it? Well, man, people he was rocking with was. For real. I'm low-key somewhat of a loner, but I kind of prefer it that way. I take things slow with people and letting them in to get to know me. Even when it comes to posting on social media, wanting to really move into my purpose and teach and coach and help young men maybe steer away from some of the pitfalls or traps that are just lying there wait for you, right? It's not because you're looking for them. They're just there. This stuff gets deep, man, but fellas, you gotta practice. We me. We gotta practice dick discipline, man. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Shannon Sharpe was practicing poor dick discipline. Poor dick discipline, man. Gotta be better, man. Gotta be better. Gotta be better. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to pull over real quick, have a quick chat, and man, chop it up with y'all, man, because a lot's been going on. I'm not a media commentator. I wouldn't say I'm not a journalist. I wouldn't say I'm not a journalist, but anyway, I'm here to just keep it real, just like I guess maybe anyone else would. But these are some thoughts and realizations that came across, my consciousness over the past few days, and I thought about it for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, this guy just, not just him, I'm not saying he has a bad character or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure even with his dad being his agent on the Shedeur end of things, his dad being his agent, coming around, who knows? Dion may not be liked, you know what I'm saying, for who he is. Dude's on the spotlight, on TV all the time. Like, I'm not here to argue any of those points, but the fact of the matter is, you're vying for a job. You're vying for a job in an organization you have zero ownership in, zero pull in, and they showed you that. They showed you that, man. They showed you that. So I advise you, man, still go ball out, still work hard, still bust your ass and get it done. But this is probably the first time in your life, just your short 21 years, 22 years, that you may have had some humble pie. It probably didn't taste good, but based on your reaction you posted, hey, man, I'm sure you're not tripping that much in that big ass mansion, that gold or whatever, chains, whatever, I don't fuck, man. But this is, hey, there you go. Now it's time to eat. Now it's time to be a man. Daddy can't hold your hand no more, bruh. Daddy can't hold your hand no more, bruh. He should have let your hand go a long time ago, if I'm being honest. But hey, it's neither here nor there. Hey, neither here nor there. But fellas, gotta do better, man. We just gotta do better overall. The times we live in, the world we live in, man, things is real. It's still a beautiful life, still a great time to be alive. So don't let any negativity bring you down. Learn to use that and transmute that. I hope brother comes out on top and has a successful time in the league and things like that. There's life after football, so you know what I'm saying. Hey, this isn't the end all be all. This isn't the end all be all by any means. Hopefully this message doesn't get spun into a negative light. Who knows? It might get like 3 views, 4 views. I'm not even tripping. But control your meat, dog. Control your meat. Practice it at least, right? Even if you ain't even engaging, even if it's with yourself. Come on now, let's be real. Even if it's with yourself, practice self-control. Practice self-control. Practice self-control. I'm not perfect. I'm just talking about it. Practice self-control. We need that. We need more of that, man. So, man, like this video, share this video, man. Hop into the comment sections. What do you think? Was it a conspiracy? Were they just trying to show a lesson? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What are some of the problems you have when it comes down to being controlled by your lust, being controlled by the thought and ideas of women, right? Anyway, it's time to keep things moving for the day. And yeah, y'all tap in. Love y'all. See you. Stay woke. Or don't. Or don't. Don't be a victim. I'm holla at y'all, man. 360. Let's go.